Hi, I'm Tyler, and welcome to another episode of my Christian Music Week reviews. Each week I take 5 releases, be it albums, EPs, or singles, and after listening to them all week, I come back here and I review them. I share what I think about them. So without further ado, let's get this week's first release. Reba McEntire's new album, My Chains Are Gone. Reba McEntire's new album, My Chains Are Gone. Let's dive into it. And yes, as the subtitle of the album suggests, hymns and gospel favorites, most of these songs are hymns, except for the acoustic version of Back to God. Now let's dive into this album from Reba. So, pretty good album here, even if stylistically it's not what I would normally listen to. And stylistically here, definitely old-fashioned country, first and foremost. Definitely some Southern gospel. And also some hints of worship influence. At least the songs really make me worship, at least. And as for the lyrics here, pretty good lyrics here, too. Reba talks about praising Jesus for how in his wonderful, unending love shown through the shedding of his blood and his resurrection, he drew us, weary sinners, to his mercy that sets us free from sin and his peace that sets us free from fear, and one day will take us to heaven for us to sing God's praise. Reba also talks about the need to work hard in following Jesus to share these truths with this dark world. Up next, Jeremy Camp, the deluxe edition of Jeremy Camp's latest album, When You Speak. Jeremy Camp's deluxe edition of his latest album, When You Speak. Let's dive into it. So, pretty good album and pretty good deluxe edition here, too. So, what's new on the deluxe edition? So, we have 3 new songs that have kind of a pop rock worship feel to them, with Walls Come Down having kind of more of a straight up pop rock feel to it. And then the radio version of Getting Started has kind of gives it a little bit more of a pop feel to it. And as for the lyrics here, love the lyrics on this album, so I'm going to speak for the whole deluxe here. As for the lyrics here, Jeremy talks about how when our dreams feel painfully shattered, we can put our hope in God, who in his everlasting, unfading love whispers to drown out the fear when we surrender it to him, studies us with his peace when we're anxious, changes us into pain till we solely desire to lift him higher, and ultimately keeps his promises to put our worlds back together. The Blind Co's new album here. Let's dive into it. So, pretty good album here. Stylistically, definitely a worship album that incorporates the time pop rock and rock influence, especially in the first 2 songs. And then there's one song that incorporates gospel influence as well. And as for the lyrics here, pretty good lyrics here as well. The Blind Co talks about how it's time to passionately follow Jesus, for he is worthy because of how through the cross he has set us free from past shame and death into a resurrection future of changed hearts, and for how he, through every season, supplies more than we need. Up next, Rebecca St. James' new album, Kingdom Come. Rebecca St. James' new album, Kingdom Come. Let's dive into it. So, pretty good album here. Stylistically, pop and worship, mostly, but definitely some alternative influence as well. And as for the lyrics here, love the lyrics to this album. Rebecca talks about how in the desert of pain, she lets go of doubt to follow in faith the path Jesus died to put her on of sharing him. And she chooses to wait on Jesus' healing restoration that he is faithful to bring when she worships. Up next, our last release for today, One Day's new single, They Didn't Know, too. So before I dive into my thoughts on One Day's new single, They Didn't Know, too, let me just say 2 things. Number 1, thanks You Can't Have It Raleigh Girl for requesting this song. And number 2, this is a sequel to a previously released song called They Didn't Know, which she put out before she was signed to Reach Records. You can't really find it on conventional streaming, but the song is still uploaded in video form by some other people to YouTube. Now let's dive into this new song called They Didn't Know, too. So, pretty good song here, stylistically, a hip-hop banger that incorporates synth and bass. Instrumentally and vocally, we have rapping, and singing. And as for the lyrics here, pretty good lyrics here. One day talks about how they didn't know that she's unashamed about how the Lord Jesus died to change up her life. Well, that's it for this week. Come back next week for 5 more releases. If you like what's on this video, please subscribe. I put out videos every Friday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. Also, if you have any thoughts on today's releases or what anyone said about them, let me know that in the comments below. Also, in the comments, you can let me know if there's any awesome releases that came out today that you want to see in next week's video. Also, while I'm on the subject of comments and new videos, thanks for the 3 questions I received for the Autism Awareness Day Q&A. That's going to come out tomorrow. I'm going to record today, so I'm not taking any more questions at this time for that. Look forward to putting it out tomorrow. It's going to come out at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow morning, so be on the lookout for that. Also, in addition to new autism video tomorrow and new review video today, of course, today starts a new month, April, and I'm not April fooling when I say I got a new edition of the My Music Month and Dream playlist available here on YouTube and also on Spotify today. And this month's edition of the playlist features songs from artists like, that I've been playing in the month of March, songs from artists like Austin French, Brandon Murphy, Anike-They, Torrin Wells, and others. So go and check that out if you're interested. Well, go now. See you tomorrow for the Autism Awareness Day video. And then on Friday for another full-length review video. Bye!